as well as wide receiver Kendrick Bourne played last season, there's no guarantee he'll make the 49ers final roster in 2020. Bourne is the 49ers' main possession receiver, and even their go-to target in the red zone. Didn't start any games for them in 2019, but he was a solid number 3 receiver. Then he became a restricted free agent, and the Niners didn't want to let him leave and get nothing in return. And that's what would have happened. Teams would like to sign Kendrick Bourne. He has value. So the 49ers gave him a second-round tender, which means if any team were to sign Bourne, the 49ers would have the right to match that contract. And if they chose not to, that team that signed Bourne would have to give the 49ers a second-round pick. That's expensive. So essentially the 49ers kept Bourne because no one's going to trade a second-round pick for a solid number 3 receiver. So good news for the 49ers. They kept their guy and didn't lose him for nothing. Here's the rub, though. The second-round tender cost $3.3 million. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it is, because that makes Kendrick Bourne the highest paid wide receiver on the 49ers by a significant margin. No one else even makes $2 million a year. So what does that mean for Bourne? Well, he's in a tough spot because he may not even be 4th or 5th on the depth chart next season. The Niners just drafted Brandon Ayuk. Jalen Hurd will be coming back. He was a 3rd-round pick last year. Trent Taylor will be coming back. He's Jimmy Garoppolo's favorite wide receiver on the team. No guarantee Kendrick Bourne will be the 4th guy, even the 5th guy on the depth chart. So it doesn't seem to make sense that the 49ers would have their highest paid wide receiver be a reserve. So with that in mind, I just don't see the 49ers wanting to pay Kendrick Bourne $3.3 million in 2020. I don't think it's going to happen. So to me, 3 things are likely to happen, could happen. 1, the 49ers try to trade Kendrick Bourne at some point before the regular season starts. The way they just traded Matt Breida to the Dolphins during the draft. Breida was another restricted free agent the Niners gave a 2nd-round tender to, which kept him on the team, but they didn't have any intention of giving Breida $3.3 million. So they traded him for a 5th. I'm sure the 49ers would be happy to trade Kendrick Bourne for a 5th as well. And I'm sure they would have done it already if they had that offer on the table, or I'm guessing they would. But Breida had a little bit more value than Bourne. Breida averages 5 yards a carry in the NFL. So if the 49ers can't find a trade partner for Bourne, I think the second option is they go to Bourne before the end of training camp and ask him to take a pay cut. I think that would be one way he makes the team. If he refuses to take a pay cut and says he wants to play for $3.3 million and the Niners can't trade him, I think they'll release Kendrick Bourne. That's right. I think he's on the roster bubble, and if they can't trade him and he doesn't agree to a significant pay cut that makes him the 3rd or 4th highest paid wide receiver on the team, he'll be gone.